I was wrong with so many things. It just simply sometimes part of our mind thinking wrongly. It is ego, it is like egoic pride that I don't do something. I won't stick in the row. I won't stand in the row like others standing. I won't be better. I won't have my own opinion and decision about things, which ultimately we quite often don't know, and we argue and fight stupidly about things. And I fight with many people many times. Now I see quite often I was not right. I was not right not to wear the mask, let's say. Because I see something in my mind seeing this as a threat. In a way, it's supposed to be our own choice, but we're supposed to have those choice based on compassion inside. When there is no compassion and ego, this mind dictates our ways, we most likely will choose wrong ways. We'll be fighting with people, argue with people. And like Eckhart Tolle said, the best way of life is like, not only Eckhart Tolle, but other spiritual ways, is middle way, middle path. When you not have to fight. When you have compassion and love inside, then you automatically see certain things are okay. And you have no problem with them. Like, I presently understood that mask supposed to be wear. It is like protecting yourself. I did not done this for so long. I have problem with chest, like some asthma, and I expose myself to those things. But I recently changed my mind, just like that, like by click of the finger. I just understood that the way of life should be treated that you're protecting yourself against those things and protecting as well others. Not exposing yourself to those things. When something thinking wrongly in us, then most likely it won't care about its own health, other health. It will fight and argue in every situation because there is no compassion and love inside. It cannot understand that mind. When we stuck in this mind, we cannot understand things. We perceive words through like distorted filter, and it dictates our ways, most likely wrong direction. So like they saying, like Eckhart Tolle said, the best way is way where there is no conflict, where you not engage in any conflict. Peaceful way of life. When you walk through life without arguments. It's sometimes hard because we got wrong ideas. We got those splinters inside which simply telling us, okay, we have to behave this way, reactive way. But the best way is not reactive way. When we understand, we have to be like not reactive, but it is more likely not understanding, but coming to that understanding. Because when we have those instructions, those mind patterns inside, we most likely will react towards life, towards others in wrong ways. But when this will be like unplugged, usually through our suffering, then suddenly we may see, okay, I have no need to fight. I have no need to argue. I can say sorry for what I did to myself and to others. I won't create for myself and to others any more suffering. Because when we got this egoic pattern, egoic mind, it non-stop creating suffering. Suffering to others, suffering to ourselves. And how to recognize it? If I do some action, and that action, I may have energy, strong energy, powerful energy. If that action create suffering to others and to myself, or fear to others and to myself, that it is wrong action. When I feel after my intervention uneasy inside, I see some fear, even if I won the battle, that it is not correct. When I create fears for me and for others, it is definitely not correct. It's just conflict. It's just further digging yourself into further problems and further suffering. It's leaving marks on us. It's so hard to understand this, to see it, because we live through that filter. And life, in order to bring us to right shape, condition, love, peace, have to give us suffering, lots of horrendous amount of suffering in order to see it. That's what life does. Life simply stripping us out from all of those things. Want to bring us to nakedness, to sensitivity, to innocence. That's what life does. And we got entire walls of those conditions inside. It's a really indeed sad story quite often for many of us. We have to go through torment after torment after torment to see and understand something more profoundly about life. About simple things, basically. About what is love and compassion. What is peace. Because when we carry this burden inside, we cannot experience peace. We're living in constant torment, constant fear, constant suffering. And we want to put this suffering and torment on others, because we lack of understanding inside. Lack of right perception and seeing. Sometimes it's going through entire life like that. Or life after life after life. Because without peace and love, there is no life really. We are like that inside. So work on yourself, dig deeper inside to see. Of course, someone may decide, okay, I feel mentally very uncomfortable to wearing the mask, like I did before. I feel simply uncomfortable. I hated that. I look at people and see, okay, they hide behind those barriers, shields. Nobody can recognize their face. It was like chattering in my mind. And I perceive them like enemies. But there is no enemies. Everyone has his own choice. But definitely, choice is supposed to be dictated on the terms of, do I create suffering to myself and to others? Do I looking after my health and looking after about health of others? That's the thing. And when we look at movie at somebody who suffer from chest infection, coronavirus or whatever, then maybe we can understand a little more and see someone really badly suffer because of that. But because we have quite often no feelings at all, we cannot understand this. Like this, humanity is divided. Many of us have no compassion, no love, no understanding inside. We cannot feel that, no feeling inside. When this is the case, we most likely will be listening to that mind. And there will be no peace for us and for others in that case. Because we are like machines, like robots inside. Without feelings, we cannot really live. There is no life. And what life does in this case, restrict us, deprive us of so many things, limit us in so many things, so many ways. We even cannot see that we are so limited, so deprived. And we still pulling into that direction, that mind pulling into that direction, into further suffering. That's what's happening to many of us. Until we don't reach such a bottom level of suffering, that like we're feeling we're dying, we are torn apart completely and we don't know how to change it, then we most likely will be choosing those wrong ways. We will be listening to that mental noise. But once you understand a little bit more, you suddenly have more peace, more compassion, more love inside. Which really more of this happened to me recently. So I wish you all to understand more of this, because this mind quite often creates division between people, like this world is divided. As people are divided on different level of understanding, we are all on different level of understanding. We may not see things clearly. It may go for us for a very long period of time like that. Even if you will want to understand, this thing will work still its own way. It's a sad story indeed. Salam alaikum.